Hordes of enemies, an immersive and adaptive world, powerful abilities, and epic loot. These were some of the highlights I was lucky enough to experience when I joined the playtest for World Wide Web's latest browser-based game. While I'd experienced their platform before watching my mate Chuggers chasing high scores in their existing game, this release took what I'd already seen to another level. You enter the world as a pioneer, seemingly brought back to life after 250 years in neural stasis. But there's no time for a history lesson, with the game launching you straight into the streets of DeSat City, where you're called on to defend it from being overrun by dune drainers. While you don't really know what you're in for or what you can do about it, you're quickly prompted to approach the Soul Link Tower to the east of the city and touch the jump pad. You suddenly find yourself transformed into a ball of energy, and in a flash you're standing in a desert in the eye of a dust storm, facing down a steadily increasing number of enemies. You automatically start swinging your sword and soon find that the more enemies you defeat, the quicker you level up, and the sooner you get to choose from 3 random upgrades, so the longer you stay alive, the more powerful you get. In order to advance, you also need to collect enough Yoku energy, but with each passing second your enemies become stronger and harder to defeat, so the upgrades you choose and the items you take into the player are critical to your success. Having survived the first onslaught in the desert, I was presented with a choice: head back to the city or press on, a choice I would soon learn comes with consequences. I chose to progress, which allowed me to learn about and claim my first ability. I then took off, ready to re-enter the dunes. I started out full of confidence as my chakram struck out at anything in range, but despite my best efforts, it wasn't long before I was overrun. My first death established more of the game's lore, that your gift as a pioneer is the power of resurrection, that you can essentially cheat death. This does however come with some warnings, as I learned a key mechanic of the game is that all the items you're holding in the player are lost if you die. This makes choosing to exit through the portal or play on for better rewards a double or nothing bet on your confidence that you'll be victorious. This definitely raises the stakes, and it absolutely makes you check your pockets and store your valuables in the city bank before heading back to the player. The gameplay is satisfying and Moorish, and equipped with my trusty saucepan, my first crafted weapon, I found myself venturing back into the player time and time again, getting a little bit further with each attempt. The combination of overpowered abilities, constant action, questing, crafting, story, and the hunt for better gear provides some familiar and rewarding gameplay loops, but it really shines when you get to take on those challenges with a group of fellow pioneers. Heading into the player with a random group of strangers or friends is as easy as inviting them to a party and heading to the Soul Link Tower. Taking on the challenges of the desert, discovering treasures, and surviving shoulder to shoulder with your team against the masses is as fun as it is chaotic. The other feature that really stood out for me was the ambience of the world the team has created. They've taken the time to implement a day and night cycle, add the flickering of neon lights and the rustling of lanterns and leaves, which is supported by a calming, almost introspective and hopeful soundtrack, frequently punctuated by the zap of pioneers disappearing to or returning from the player. Stacked together, this makes the city feel alive and leaves you with a sense of mystery that there's potentially more to this city than meets the eye. I for one look forward to the next iteration and the chance to uncover more about the nature of the Soul Link Tower and the pioneers who use it. If you'd like to learn more about the project, you can follow them on Twitter, check out their website, or jump into Discord and have a chat with their community. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.